If you've been with me for a while, you know me as the woman who's passionate and a bit sassy about health, weight loss, and most importantly, living your best life over 50. But there's something I've never really shared with you here on the channel. A part of my life that's been quietly blooming, literally, in the background. And it's all happening at a place called 19 Birch Lane. Now, at first glance, it might just look like a property, but the truth is it's a living, breathing dream. 5 acres of lush gardens, winding paths, and sparkling pond and water features. And the crown jewel? An antique greenhouse turned botanical wedding venue. My husband and I didn't set out to start a wedding venue. It started with our shared love for gardening, for water and all the life that it brings, and for creating spaces that make people stop, breathe, and feel something. Over the years, what began as our backyard project at one of our homes quietly transformed into something magical at our second home. A place where couples say, "I do," surrounded by hundreds of plants, soft light filtering through the glass, and the kind of beauty that you just can't fake. We host weddings where the dragonflies dance over the pond, where the air is thick with the scent of roses and lilies, where laughter echoes through the greenhouse and across the gardens like a song. But here's the thing, it's not just a venue, it's a piece of our hearts, wide open to the world. Every corner of 19 Birch Lane tells a story. Every path holds a memory. And now, for the first time, I'm letting you in on this little secret side of my life. So today I want to take you behind the scenes. I want you to see the view from the bride's entrance, the way the property glows at sunset, turning it into a place of romance, the little moments that make this place unforgettable. Because 19 Birch Lane isn't just where people get married, it's where love lives. And I think you're going to love it here too. So come along with me. Let's step inside the gates of 19 Birch Lane and see what secrets it holds. Just coming up the driveway, there is a pond over there. We are testing some dahlia beds. We are working on building a super cute bathroom. There is the barn. This is a little cottage that comes with the wedding venue. It is a beautiful bedroom, has a river view. There is the river right there. It's a river that leads out into the bay. And the cottage is what we lovingly call it. The cottage has a private little courtyard in the back that you literally can't see. It is right back here. People love that. And this is the first view when our guests and couples come in. They get a little sneak peek. We have a beautiful drift, huge drift of sunflowers down here. And the gardens just begin. And this is where people first enter and start to see the property. This is the parking area. Right now our limit is 75 people, but we are working on expanding that to 100 this year, which we're super excited about. This is lavender through here, and then this beautiful arch that the brides can walk through on their long walk down to the wedding arbor that is right down there. And we will get to that in a moment. I wish that this was set up when we got married. This is our 3rd year, but really second full year. We just got done with an open house this past weekend, which went great. Lots of excited couples. My husband is the garden guy. So while I am a very hard worker and we do all this together, he is the visionary. So pretty amazing. We've rented an excavator a couple of times, and that's how we originally got this terraced area. Used to be a huge lawn space all the way down. So we have these beautiful rock walls. All of these rocks were foraged from the property as we were excavating. And the rock walls go all along the terraced area, which continues all the way around to the other side. We'll get over there. This is a long pavilion where we can seat 75 people at a long farm-style table for dining, which is absolutely beautiful. There's lights at night. At night, you guys, sometime I'll have to do a video of the nighttime. It transforms into the most magical, romantic space at night. Okay, so we'll move on. We have had a super dry season this year, so my husband is constantly out watering the lawns. We got to get the sprinklers hooked up. We had a super wet spring, and then it's ended up being a dry. This is one of my favorite features. We don't have the little koi turned on, but they spit out into the reflection pool. Beautiful little backdrop area here. Lots of people taking pictures through this area. This is catmint epida. And then we have this nice little boxwood hedge up on the top of the berm to separate out the two upper and lower parts. Yeah, you can see where it's a little dry this year, so we're working on that. And then there is our beautiful antique greenhouse, Lord and Burnham. We went to upstate New York. It was a working greenhouse, and we deconstructed it, put it in the back of a U-Haul, came back and reset it in November, December, and January, middle of a Maine winter. If anybody knows a Maine winter, it was a rough winter, but worth it to be ready in the spring. Love the way that the roof line retracts open, makes a huge difference. And we put in French doors all the way around, which also made a huge difference. Now, I don't know because it's upside down if you can see it, but we have this beautiful heart garden right here. And it is going to be filled with salvia. We tried roses there, but the roses aren't happy there, so we are going to fill it with purple salvia, which I'm so excited to see. All right, let's move on. Okay, so this is the entrance to the property, really, coming in from the parking lot where people enter. We have beautiful gardens on either side. There's a nice area over here where the caterers can enter a private area for prepping food. Beautiful water feature that we built. We are very handy that way and love to DIY stuff. So there's a beautiful water feature there. Lots of plants. And then as you enter, we had an open house yesterday, so we still have a few things set up. And as you enter, we have foliage to give that feel of the greenhouse, even though it's not a working greenhouse. And we had couple tables set up so that couples could see how the farm-style tables are set up. We have a crushed stone patio out here with 2 sets of French doors that lead out to it. And then as we come down to the back end of the greenhouse, we step out onto the bar area. These are all the cushions for our benches out here on the patio. But this is a covered bar area, one of my favorite features. I absolutely love this. A beautiful view of the gardens. Great space to sit, have a cocktail. This is a bar area. It's not opened up, but we closed it at the end of the open house yesterday. So things are buttoned up a bit more, but I just wanted to show you how I spend my downtime. And I know it's not super exciting to a lot of people to garden, but for the garden enthusiasts out there, oh, makes my heart happy. So we have a crushed stone sitting area all through here with umbrellas, huge umbrellas over here that give some shade. We put in this large wall last year. It's got Boston ivy growing on it and a gas fireplace that we light at night so that people can have a glow out here on the patio. And it's just beautiful out here in the evening. It's beautiful during the daytime too, and then just gives a very almost room-like feel to this area. We have a large berm here with plantings up on it, so you really do feel like it's kind of tucked away. There is a view of the bar area from the backside of the greenhouse. I just love the way that the bar area sort of frames the end of the greenhouse. And then we've just got all these little walking paths that people can explore. And we will do just that. Let's keep on going. So a lot of our flowers are in transition right now. We've got some that have died back and others that are coming in. But for 2 full growing seasons, I am super happy with the way that a lot of our perennials have seasoned in and filled out. Our hydrangeas are just starting to bloom, which you saw at the beginning in the video coming up the driveway. Love all the addition of the grasses. I think the grasses make a huge difference. We have yarrow, tons of self-seeding yarrow that has just passed, but it comes in lots of different colors, and it's just passed now. We're waiting for it to go to seed so that we can harvest some. Baptisia, which is one of my absolute favorites. I love the structure of that plant. And then back out so that you can wrap around and come up onto the crushed stone patio on the side of the greenhouse. Really doesn't do it justice. I mean, it's beautiful, but the smells and the sights, it just lights up my flower heart. I love the salvia all along the top of the berm here. And then we just step down into the lower area. And from here, we have more paths, a path that walks up to the walkway where the bride would potentially come in. And then down along this way leads us over to the large pavilion for dining. We'll take another peek at that. And we just have gardens tucked in everywhere. I guess that's the whole point of a botanical wedding venue, right? It's just beautiful. So let's go down and take a peek at the pavilion. Lots of amazing things in bloom right now. We have wisteria that is growing on the pavilion, and it grows 3 or 4 feet a year. So it is finally reaching the peaks, and you can see, well, maybe you can't see. Yeah, I think you can see. We've got wires run across. So this year and into early next year, we should start to get them looping across the top, which I'm so excited about. But they're super happy right here. Get all the beans that we've got here from post bloom. It's very happy. And one of our favorite features is right here. I might have a little bit too much glare on the photo. I'll try to give a little shadowing here. The water feature at the end of the pavilion. Just love it. Isn't that so picturesque? And then another walkway that walks you back around to the fireplace sitting area. And from here, we'll explore. We have a large area here that we can people can put a tent if they want to expand the area of use. And we will walk out and down towards the other side of the property, which is brand new this spring. We had not developed the other half of the property at all, but this year, 2025, Easter Day, not even Easter weekend, but Easter Day, we started digging, and I'll show you what we created. I absolutely love this second half of the property. So before we go over there, I just wanted to show you this amazing clematis. And you can't even see how gorgeous that wrought iron trellis is because the clematis has just taken over. Which in some ways makes me sad because it's a beautiful wrought iron piece. It's got these just gorgeous features. But it is a pretty grand entrance, I have to say. It's pretty amazing. So we'll turn back around and you can see the lavender has started to go. We still have little bits of the remnants of the lavender blooming, but we don't have a very long season, so it flushes back once or twice and then we lose it for the season, but that's okay. And now we're at the arch, and this is where the bride walks down from. There is our big drift of sunflowers, absolutely gorgeous. And we put some raised beds just to give some privacy between the wedding venue guests and our home. And we will get to this area over here, but I'm going to intentionally hide it just a bit because I want to give that its due process in showing you because it's so beautiful. So this is really where sort of the main part of the entrance comes, where the bride starts to be seen. We put up benches for guests to sit on either side of the walkway here. So it's just a beautiful long grand entrance for the bride. And then you come right up onto this beautiful little wedding arbor that's tucked into the trees. It's shady, a little stone pad underneath it. We have beautiful grapevines growing up over the trellis. And when you turn around, the pond is right here, which I absolutely love. We have a walking path around that. And then we'll get to the addition that we just did this spring. Let's go do that now. And here is the bubbling brook that we just put in this year. Oh my goodness, I can't even tell you how amazing this is. The most water features just feed my heart somehow. So it is, we'll come up here to give a little bit of a better view, but we have a walkway. We have a huge rose garden. It doesn't look huge from here, but it's about 70 feet long. And we'll go over to that area too. Gardens around the water feature, and then the brook pulls down into a beautiful little pond. And then just starts to brook again. Made a couple of berms that we dug so that it feels a little bit more like natural. And just bubbles down through. We've got some little drop-offs. You can't really see it, I guess, from here, but just bubbles all the way down to the pond. We are going to make it its own water source at some point, but right now it feeds in and out of the pond, and it seems to do fine. We have a little bit more algae in the pond this year because it's been really dry, but we are doing a little experimentation with some dahlia beds over here. We're going to put a huge addition over here where we're going to terrace another area and do dahlia beds. I'm so excited for that. I think that's going to be this fall. The barn is still kind of used just for our use, so it's not super exciting. We won't bother going over to that area. But we also just recently put in, which doesn't look huge right now, but we put in a huge drift of purple hydrangea, about 30 of them all through here. In another year and a half, oh my goodness, that is going to be an incredible photo shot spot with the pond in the background. But this is our little testing area. We've got 2 raised beds testing out dahlias, and then the rose garden. It is about 12 feet deep, 70 feet long. We just planted them this year, so they're not mature yet, but they are coming in and doing really well. I think I might have a little glare going this way. We have a hedge of boxwoods and just have some of the most beautiful. I want to take a look and show you some of the roses that we have. Beautiful pale colors, of course, because we wanted to keep in theme with the weddings. And there's just some gorgeous peachy. I think these tones just are amazing right here. They are all David Austins, and we also have sweet peas growing up the back trellis. We wanted to kind of fill that space in a little bit. There's another gorgeous one. We've had a tiny bit of brown spot this year, but we seem to be managing it pretty well. My husband is painstakingly taking care of these babies like they are his babies. We just picked up this beautiful little cherub. Love that addition to the rose garden. And here's some more absolutely gorgeous pale tangerine color. More sweet peas. One of my favorites. Oh, just beautiful. And more sweet peas. Look at this little beauty. For a tiny little rose bush, we've got some healthy blooms, which makes us so happy. So this is what we do in our pastime. What do you do for de-stressing? I know for some people, they wouldn't think that gardening would be de-stressing, but it's incredibly soothing to be out in the yard and digging in the dirt and planting our little garden babies, and then reaping the rewards by seeing our couples thoroughly enjoy the space for their weddings. There is no better feeling than being able to share a space that we love so much and see wedding couples be able to enjoy it as well. You see our little turtle down in there?
At first glance, it looks real. It takes some people back. It's actually just a really cool metal structure, but it's a great addition to the brook. So pretty happy with it after just really 2 full seasons of growing. And this is where I will leave you. I'd love to hear from you. What do you do to de-stress? What do you do that you absolutely love that makes you jump out of bed in the morning? Because for us, this is really it. But I would love to hear from you on what you do. Look forward to catching up with you in the comment section.